Hello, everybody.
Hello, NordicFestCon at home. How's everyone doing? I guess they can't respond back well in the chat, I guess.
We'll assume you're doing awesome like us.
I hope you enjoyed the show, everyone.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun making it. We were the first time doing anything green screen related, and we're super pleased that we got Paco Panda and Coidal Coyote to draw the backgrounds and animate them. They were so cool, right?
Yes, I definitely agree. Turned out super awesome thanks to the virtual stage and everything. And of course, we had a couple of guest musicians with Lou and Wuzzy, which also helped up the production values.
Oh yeah.
I know we were very tired when we were playing there at the end, since we had used 3 to 5 hours setting up
and a lot more actually.
Okay.
I think we arrived there around 3 or something, did we? And I think we started recording at about 11. So I think it was 8 hours.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true.
I got home at 5:30 in the morning that day.
Yes, so we were a bit worn out at the end, but it was still fun. And a bit, it was very new for us and a bit restrictive, but also fun, sort of having to stick within this small area that you're given, you know, so that your arm doesn't cut out of anything and stuff like that. So trying to both dance type, but not dance too much, and you're also tired on top of that. But I think it turned out pretty cool. And great job.
You did some amazing twerking, though. It seemed like people appreciated it.
Okay. Have there been comments on the twerking in the chat?
There were several people who were saying, we hope Miles twerks. And then you did a little wiggle, and I assume people loved it.
And there was storming applause.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, if you have any questions for us, if you're curious about anything, or if you want us to say any lines for your commercial products to advertise them, let us know.
We're open. But we can maybe start off with 1 or 2 questions to each other and see if anything else pops up. So Burr, what do you have any highlights from last year's NordicFestCon? Anything quick that you want to mention?
The entire con, more or less.
Okay.
I was invited to be the Northern Light for those who weren't there last year, and the NFC, the Stew, took such good care of me, and it was the best furrycon experience of my life. And I've been to over 20 furrycons, so that's saying a little bit. How about yourself?
Me, trying to remember since it all goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
Of course, the very first Baxxter Burr concert there was fun. Also very tiring, as all these things are, but a lot of fun and very flattering to just see people appreciate that.
Yeah, you had a huge party the night before in your room. That was a good idea.
Well, it's sort of a community service. I think that was the Norwegian room party, which I host / help organize every year. And I think it's sort of important-ish for the community, and that was the only time it could sort of fit in.
Yeah, you did good.
Yes, thank you.
I can see we have some questions here now from Timmy Fox. He says, I've already asked Burr, but Miles, I can't believe I haven't asked you this yet. The pie question. Do you like pie?
Short answer, yes. Long answer, depends on the pie. I'm not a big apple pie fan. The sort of traditional apple pie, I'm not a big fan, but other pies are good.
Meat pies?
Meat pies. That can work depending on the meat. Depends on the meat. Key lime pie, I think that's what it's called. That's pretty good. Pecan pie, if that's a pie. Yeah.
It is.
So short answer, yes. Long answer, depends on the pie.
And Sobu Hasi says, have you ever tried Romanian telemea, white salty cow cheese?
I have not. I'm guessing you haven't either, Burr.
I have not. It sounds very exotic. You should bring it to the next NFC, Sobu, so we can have a little taste.
Yeah, the snack exchange thing.
Yeah.
would be awesome. I actually brought, just as a small tangent, Norwegian brown cheese to WUF in Ukraine, the Ukrainian furry convention, to the snack exchange there, and it was very popular. My plan was to sort of leave the cheese there, slice up a bit, and then walk, but people kept coming up, and I had to keep just slicing and slicing until it was more or less gone. Which I know annoyed Trax slightly, since he's not a fan of brown cheese.
So you proved him wrong.
I couldn't believe that all these furries from Ukraine and other countries liked it.
Nice. Who wouldn't like that? It's delicious.
It is.
So Cosmo says, you like pie, but how do you feel about snow?
How do you feel about... Depends on the snow.
You're so conditional.
You can answer first, Burr. Do you have any strong snow opinions?
I like snow whenever it is cold and there's lots of snow, but living in the city near the coast, that's never the case almost. It snows, and then the day after it is a wet, half frozen smudge, and it's impossible to walk down the hills. And yeah. It's nice for 7 days out of the year. Other than that, it can disappear for all I care.
It is very aesthetic and atmospheric, and I love it for that reason. But when you live on the countryside, it's also a big problem. And where we live, we have to do our own plowing with the tractor. So when it's snowing, that creates a lot of extra work. It's not great.
I got to drive a rental car to your place when we recorded this, and it barely got there. I was keeping the steering wheel very controlled, so I didn't slide into the ditch.
Should have rented a tractor instead.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you lived on a farm. All right. Which of the songs by Verdonia asks, which of the songs you guys have created are you the most proud of or enjoy the most? Speaking for myself, I think Go NFC Go is the most fun one, because I'm kind of a rock metal guy, so I think it's super fun that we got to rip off this anime intro and make it our own. I got to pretend I knew how to play the guitar, and by 1,000 takes. But I think the song, I'm really into long songs with lots of parts. So I think Infoxicated or I Don't Want to Go Home are some of my favorites. How about you?
Well, they're all like my babies, our babies. But to single a couple one out, Winter with You, I really like that one. That's one of the more milesy songs, I think. It's fairly short, melodic, a bit simpler than some of the others, and
cute little naive lyrics.
Yeah, that too, sort of lonely but cute and sort of happy-ish in the background. And of course, Cheese Party is always fun, and that one is it's flattering that people sort of know of the song without necessarily having met either of us or knowing what Baxxter and Burr are, but that they've still sort of been exposed to it in some way. That's really flattering.
Going around on conventions and hearing people saying or singing Cheese Party somewhere random is kind of awesome.
It is super flattering.
Miles, you're Snow Fox, right? Rua Whitepaw asks.
Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer, also yes. That is correct. And Burr, you are a bear, right?
I am a bear. I am.
Are you a particular?
Can tell from the video.
Are you a particular subspecies of bear, or is it just bear? A brown bear.
A brown one. I'm very uncreative when it comes to like persona things. People have asked me for like, what's the markings? I'm like, I don't know. Here's a bear. It looks like this.
I know for our Bandcamp icon thing, just took a picture of 2 toy figurines, a generic bear and a generic Arctic fox, which is sufficiently representative.
Yeah. Lou comments that it's been a blast working with us, and it's been a blast working with you as well. both at the concert last year and this year. You're our main guy right now.
Yes. But I agree. Louis really fun to work with. Great musician.
Oh yeah.
I
And
want to see.
do you have the chat up?
Yes, I see a question here from Paco Panda.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would ever play the Norwegian song Baxxter Burr have live?
Blå fluff på tissen.
Yes.
Do people know what that means?
I don't think we should tell them what it means. It's probably the most vulgar song. Well, definitely the most vulgar song. But it's cute and silly, but it is vulgar. Maybe we'll do it live sometime, since people, most people at
demand.
Yeah, if there's popular demand, and I guess most people at international conventions won't know what the lyrics mean anyway.
And it's, if they did understand Norwegian, it is also a super inside joke kind of weird thing. It's from, the title comes from Miles makes these cute short videos on his camcorder at a lot of Euroferences and NFCs, and at Euroference 18, I think, or 19. He made a little video, and there's one moment where there's a guy sitting in the Lumo, the fursuiter's lap, and he says, yeah, it's not every day that you got blue fluff on your dick. And so that's what it means. You have blue fluff on your dick. And you can hear the sample from that clip in the pre-chorus for that song.
Mm-hmm. But is it censored, I think, in that version, or is it just straight?
Yeah, you do say, like, you have to, in Norwegian, translate directly, okay. It's, you have to be decent even if you want, and then there's the epic mealtime squawk. We'll leave the rest up to your imagination.
Well, it looks like we have a bit of a backlog here of questions.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
JC, yeah, we're talking too much for giving too long answers. JC asks...
the next one.
Timmy Fox? Oh, sorry, I missed that one. You can do that.
Who have been your largest musical influences, Baxxter?
Baxxter. Okay, I guess I can answer it first.
Yeah.
Largest musical influences. I can name drop some indie folks: Magnetic Fields, Mountain Goats, Daniel Johnston, Jonathan Richman, Shonen Knife, if anyone is familiar with those. But I like a lot of sort of do-it-yourself, low-fidelity type music, where it's not necessarily all that technical. It can be fairly simple, but the point is sort of just getting out what you want to get out, and it doesn't matter too much that it's perfect or sounds flawless when it comes to the vocals. That type of stuff I find that really inspiring. People who just go for it and try to create music regardless of talents or skills, for that matter. And yourself, Bert?
My inspirations are usually very far from the music that I get known for, which is very unfortunate. But inspirations for Baxxter Burr music, I have no idea. The shitty pop music that went on the radio when I was a kid, I guess, which is why it all sounds kind of 90s-ish. I don't really listen to a whole lot of electronic music, so I mostly just figure things out and have fun, and I don't know if it's trendy or cool or not. So my inspirations are just rock and metal stuff usually, and some hip hop and stuff like that. But yeah, stoner metal, that's my inspiration. Raksam, someone you know, I think, slightly.
Slightly.
What inspired the song Twerk It Like Mufasa?
The Lion King.
That's the obscure. Yeah, I think I've heard that.
Obscure American animated film. I don't think there was like a particular inspiration. I was thinking of, I know I had the idea for Mush It Like Balto, that maybe being a song, and then I was thinking of other potential titles, and then I came up with Twerk It Like Mufasa, and I thought that's a fun, ridiculous thing, imagining Mufasa twerking and trying to write lyrics based around that concept. So that is more or less more or less it.
Oh, can you hear the sound? You guys have this button from last year? Hands up if you have it.
Actually, I have it here as well.
Nice. JC asks, what is your favorite drinking song? I can reply first, I guess. I think it's Goodbye Sober Day by Mr. Bungle, which is a Mike Patton fronted avant-garde rock band from the late 90s.
That's I would need to give a proper think to give a better answer, but one that comes to mind is The Piano Has Been Drinking by Tom Waits. That's a pretty fun one.
You're a jolly old fella. Drinking to Tom Waits.
Yes, I know that's a thing in Norway. Tom Waits is super popular. There's like a Tom Waits pub crawl event and stuff.
Yes, it is.
But Tom Waits is a great musician. Has a lot of
Yeah.
great songs, great lyrics. And Fenris asks, brunost versus blåmuggost, so brown cheese versus blue cheese.
On burgers, blue cheese. On bread, brown cheese.
I think I would say the same. Like a general answer might be blue cheese, but again, depends on context. They're both delicious.
He also asks, where can we acquire your album? If you go to Infoxication, isn't it? Infoxication.bandcamp.com.
I think so, yes. Or you can just Google Baxxter Burr. You should also be able to find
Bandcamp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can give us your money.
And it's also on Spotify and on YouTube, as they also point out.
But they don't give us that much money.
Yeah, that's true. The Bandcamp is where the money's at.
Yeah.
That's really a great way to support independent, lesser-known artists, Bandcamp.
Tracks you ask about Go NFC Go. I think the Fursuiter song and Go NFC Go are such rip-offs that we can't put them on Spotify because we'll be sued or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we did actually get a copyright thing with Go NFC Go.
Yeah, right.
No, not Go NFC Go. No, the Pokemon one. Yes, the Fursuiters one. And maybe we got for Go NFC Go as well. I don't know.
I don't think so. It's a little more obscure, I think.
Yeah.
Like a little bit. Verdonia asks another question. Any particular reason you two chose the species you guys have for your personas? What's the Arctic? How did the Arctic fox enter you, Miles?
I don't think I have a super good answer. I started out as a normal red fox when I first joined the fandom, but then that wasn't cool enough. And then I figured, hey, I'll be an Arctic fox. That's cooler. And back in the day, there really weren't any Arctic foxes around back in the olden days. And I also felt that fox was sort of, I felt some sort of kinship with it, since they are both sort of comfortable being by themselves, but they can also form family units, I believe, without the members of the family unit necessarily being related. But if I remember correctly, so you can have a fox actually watching out for the cubs of someone else in this unit, or they can live by themselves and be happy that way.
Chosen family.
And yourself, Burr?
I'm into the bear community, the gay bear community, and I started out as a wolf in the furry fandom. Why? I do not know. So I went over to a bear once I got into the bear team, and I thought this goes well with my personality.
Let's see here. We have a question from Charis, unless I've missed something here. Go NFC Go will forever stay on my mind. Do you have any lyrics from your songs that you will never forget? I can give a quick answer. One of the lines that I'm most proud of would be, "The great kings of the past will watch me shake my ass."
And we can feel the love tonight.
Yes, we can feel the love tonight. That one was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, that is awesome. You wrote that verse like a year after the rest of the song had almost been finished, I think.
That could be, since that's...
Yeah. We made the entire song, and we had this huge gap that I wanted a verse, and you wanted to move the bridge into the verse, and I was like, no, we need another verse, and I tried making a silly little rap, and it was so cringeworthy. Be very thankful that you never heard this, people, and you made a more awesome version of that.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Inspired by your rap.
Yeah, and I moved Miles's words around, so in the start of that verse, you can hear him saying, "Watch me shake my ass, touch my ass tonight." He never said that. I
Yes,
chopped up his vocal recordings and I made him say things he'd never said. He was not that vulgar in the original recording.
so thank you, Burr.
You're welcome.
Some audio
The
magic
power
there.
of technology.
Question from Sobu Hasi, unless again I missed someone. I think that's the next one. Question: which are your favorite DJs?
I'm not super into electronic music, like I said. So I had a little phase in 2011, I think, when dubstep was at its peak. I listened to a lot of like Skrillex and stuff, but I think Dead Mouse is the only one that stayed with me from that period, from like the house artists at least.
Well, there are a lot of great furry DJs, but it's also not quite the type of music I'm into. But I can quickly remember Soulwax. I think that's what they're called. I think they're from Belgium. They do a lot of mashing songs up together live and stuff, and I think that's really cool to watch them sort of operate and making songs work together.
Which, you know what I listened to today?
Ooh.
This weird little mashup DJ for kids parties.
I have that on
Jive Bunny, the album.
I have one of their CDs actually.
It's Sarex, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Jive Bunny, that's a classic. Timmy asks, why is Sweden better than Norway? No, is my answer there.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Don't you ask more questions? What's your musical process like? What inspired you to create the music you've made so far? Do you want to start, since you usually hash out the original concepts for the songs?
Musical process, like, that's again a tricky one, since it can vary a lot from song to song. I think I don't have like a clear.
What about the last EP then?
Well, I can say that how it usually works with Baxxter Burr is that I come up with sort of a rough first demo, a concept thing. It varies how complete it is. But some sort of demo with initial lyrics and an initial melody, so that send that to Burr, and he might give some comment, and we might massage it a bit. And there's of course a lot of studio magic that happens when we're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So that's like when I make music for myself, of course, that part is a bit different, and it's just me sitting down working on something from start to finish, and that's more or less it. But this is collaborative and more interesting, I think, since we can play off of each other and share ideas and try to get something that we're both happy with, rather than it just being the result of one of our musical inclinations, sort of combining them.
Yeah. And after he makes the melodies and stuff, I usually like roughly create the structure for the song, and I create all like the instrumental for it, and then we just back and forth a little bit till we're both happy. It usually takes about a year or something like that.
But it does vary a lot. Some songs are more fully formed, and some get a lot of massaging. I think Winter with You was fairly fully formed, and Twerk It Like Mufasa, like was mentioned, that got a lot of massaging.
Yeah, and Vulpines, I think, is the only one I came up with, some of the original ideas, I think.
Yeah, I think I sent you sort of a silly idea for the lyrics, and then you sent the melody idea. Or the other way around.
No, I think that was it.
Yeah. So you came up with the melody based on the initial lyrics there.
And follow-up questions. Do you have any songs, titles / ideas that got rejected and didn't become songs? We have like 4 minutes now, by the way.
Yeah.
So we can...
Mush It Like Balto is one of them, but maybe it will become a song one day.
One Last Dance.
Yeah, One Last Dance. That's a nice song, but decided that it didn't quite fit with the Baxxter Burr brand. Trying to make a song about brown cheese. We'll see if that happens in the future. Since we've been keen on making a song sort of for Iris.
An anthem.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But it's a hard topic to write about, I found.
Riley asks, do you guys know how to sing in other languages? Would you like to? Do you know any other languages, Miles?
Norwegian, of course. So, Norwegian, English, I think that's more or less it. We can pretend to sing sort of in Danish, Swedish, sure. I might gradually...
Mufasa. I know your type of music is mostly modern, but have you tried any other kind of music types? They also ask. Not with this project, I think.
No, and we do both listen to and are inspired by a lot of older music, of course. It's not modern pop music that we really take our inspiration from. But for this, we're trying to make mostly cheesy, fun dance music, furry-related convention type music.
Yeah, some relatable stuff for the furries. They need more things. Monoko says, thanks for your help, Burr. I'm still liking the drum track. You're welcome. Which is the better musician? Well, of course, it's me.
Yeah. But I think we can point to, let's be humble and point to Woozy and Burr. No, sorry. Well, Woozy and Lou was what I was going to say. But you're also great, Burr. You're also great.
Yeah, Vossi, he plays with like the opera orchestra in Oslo, so he's actual professional. Yeah, and let's see. Oh, we got some kudos for our Swedish and Danish. Yeah, thank you. We're really good. Camel also. Kugel, you mentioned some of your concepts that didn't make. How do you define that brand, our brand? I think he summarized it pretty well with like furry related weird dance music, things the world needs more of.
Yeah, we are open to being a bit flexible, but that's sort of the generic idea feel of it.
Yeah.
But we do have Winter With You, for example, which has a different sound.
I'm gonna ask a question to the open air here, which you guys will not hear the answer to, but should we end at specific the second that the hour is over? All right. I think we're gonna say thank you all for participating in this event, and it's been really awesome talking to you guys. So thank you for asking questions and everything.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of good questions. Hopefully decent answers. Thanks again to everyone involved with making this, and thanks also to Nordic FuzzCon, of course, for allowing us to perform.
Yes, awesome. Have a great weekend and a great digital con, everyone.